Hey everybody, Scott here. Today I'm going to show you how to assemble and install your black Boar manual implement lift. Alright, so first things first, let's go over the parts that we have in the box. We've got your implement bar, we've got our shank channel, we've got our linkage and our linkage weldments, we've got our lift screw, and we've got the hardware package, which includes a hitch pin, a spring clip to hold the hitch pin in. You've got your 4 bolts, 4 lock nuts, 8 washers, 8 linkage wear plates, manual crank handle, a winch pin to hold your manual crank handle on, and a drill adapter in case you don't want to use the manual crank handle. You're also going to need some tools. You're going to need a 3/4 inch wrench and a 3/4 inch socket. If you have a drill, that's going to come in handy as well. Alright, so let's get this thing put together. I'm going to move this out of the way first so you all can see what's going on. I'm going to take the shank channel, I'm going to put it in a hitch receiver, lock that in place with our hitch pin, spring clip. Alright, so the next step, we're going to install our lower linkage. We have to put it together first. We're going to get our linkage weldment, place that down, and then we're going to get our lift screw, and we're going to put the fixed boss, the one on the end, into the open hole on the linkage weldment. Then we're going to take our linkage plate, stick it over top of that, and we're ready to install it onto our shank channel. We're going to need a bolt, lock nut, 2 washers, and 2 linkage wear plates. So now we're going to take our bolt, we're going to stick a washer on there. Alright, we're going to get the bolt started. Stick the linkage wear plate on there. Then we're going to get our linkage, and we're going to feed the bolt through just enough so that we can get our second linkage wear plate in there. After we got that through there, stick another washer on there. Stick our lock nut on there, just hand tight for now. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install our upper linkage. I've already got my hardware ready. I've got 1 washer installed on the nut, and I'm going to take the linkage weldment and I'm going to stick the lift screw nut into the open hole on the weldment. Then I'm going to take the linkage plate and put it on the other side of the lift screw. I'm going to hold that together. I'm going to feed the bolt through the upper holes on the shank channel and get the linkage wear plate started, just like we did in the lower. I'm going to carefully lift the upper linkage and feed the screw through it, just enough so that I can get another linkage wear plate on the other side of it. Feed that through. Go ahead and stick the washer on there and a lock nut. Hand tight. Next, we're going to install the implement bar. We're going to install the implement bar basically the same way that we install the linkage onto the shank channel. Each set of holes is going to get a bolt, 2 washers, 2 linkage wear plates, and a lock nut. We'll start with the lower holes. Get our washer on our bolt. Alright, so I'm going to take my bolt with washer and I'm going to stick it through the lower hole on the implement bar, just enough to get a linkage wear plate fed on there. Then I'm going to slide it up to the lower linkage, and I'm going to carefully lift the linkage into place. We're going to get our linkage wear plate onto the bolt in between the linkage and the implement bar. There we go. Then we're going to stick our washer on there, and then our lock nut, hand tight, and do the same thing with the upper set of holes on the implement bar. Bolt, washers, lock nut, and linkage wear plates. So we're going to take our bolt and we're going to put our washer on there. We're going to get it started in the upper hole of the implement bar. And then we're going to take one of our linkage wear plates and get it started. Next, to make life a little bit easier, I'm going to lower the upper linkage simply by unscrewing the lift screw. Then all I got to do is tip the implement bar back. So it lines up with the hole on the upper linkage. Slide the bolt through just far enough so that I can get our last linkage wear plate onto the bolt in between the linkage and the implement bar. Once we get that through, just get the washer on and our lock nut, and we tighten everything down. Next thing we have to do is we got to tighten down our pivot joints, each of them to 70 foot-pounds. We're going to get our 3/4 inch socket, our 3/4 inch wrench, and tighten them down. And that's all there is to it. Your Black Boar manual implement lift is ready to be used. To raise and lower it, you can use your drill adapter, and you stick it in your cordless drill, and it'll raise and lower your Black Boar manual implement lift in no time. Or you can install your manual crank handle and do it by hand. Hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching.
Camco.net.